Welcome back, everyone. Big surprise, Amazon just revealed that it's bringing back the Stargate movies and TV shows. It won't be a straight-up reboot, so it's like Stargate Returns or Stargate Resurrection. They're bringing back most of the key creative behind the original Stargate TV series from back in the day, SG-1, Atlantis, Universe, the movies that they did. Based on what they're saying, it sounds like the vibe is going to be a lot like the classic series, so we'll break it all down. This is the actual announcement trailer that Amazon just released with the classic creatives coming back to announce the new series.
This is so exciting. This has been a very hard secret to keep for the last 18 months, but we can announce today that a brand new Stargate series is coming to Prime Video.
What?
Brad, this shouldn't be news to you.
Oh, right, it isn't, but it is great news.
Still just hearing it is like, oh my God, they're doing it.
It's so rare for the original creators to get to work on the new version of a show. It's just incredible that, Amazon MGM Studios and Prime Video have come together and not gone in a totally new direction, that they have respected what we have all created. And when I say we all, I don't just mean like Brad, Joe, I mean like all of the cast and crew, all of the writers, and to a large extent, the fandom have created, and we're honoring that in this new version. So for us, we wanted to come here and make the announcement today with you guys because it was our way of just saying thank you for keeping the lights on. It is not a reboot. It is not a reboot. It is a brand new chapter. It's its own unique chapter in the Stargate universe. So for us, it's incredibly important that obviously everyone watching this Zoom, everyone that's getting excited about this announcement will love the show. But the amazing thing about Prime Video is it airs everywhere, all around the world. And so for us, it's really important to not only have it so that the fans feel like this is my Stargate, this is the Stargate I've been waiting 14 years for, but that a brand new audience can come in without having to have watched 350 episodes of an amazing show, that they can start with episode 1 of the new Stargate show. And then if they love it, then they can go back and watch everything else.
Another thing that I'm really excited about with this new show is that we're going to be able to do things that we could not do in 1997 and even beyond that. We're going to be able to do almost anything in terms of visual effects and everything our imagination can come up with now. I won't be the guy in the office saying no to, because we can do stuff now.
We didn't actually have cable back in the day when SG-1 started at my house, so I wasn't able to actually watch that when I was a little kid. I had to wait till the DVDs came out in the early 2000s to catch up on the older seasons, but when Atlantis came along, I was able to watch that week to week on the Sci-Fi Channel, and when Stargate Universe came along after that. Just imagine telling your parents who are yelling at you to stop watching TV that you're doing research for a job that you're going to have in 20 years. I know there's going to be a ton of questions about which characters from the original series are going to return, because a lot of the actors like Jason Momoa and Christopher Judge have blown up way bigger. Their careers have really taken off after their Stargate TV series. We're literally about to see Jason Momoa come back as Lobo in James Gunn's DCU during the Supergirl movie. We're supposed to get a trailer for that in the next couple of weeks. Christopher Judge's Teal'c was probably one of the biggest characters across all the different series, but some would say he's even bigger now as Kratos, God of War, in those games. Amazon, who is bringing Stargate back, they bought the Stargate franchise, basically. They bought MGM, and MGM owns Stargate. They're also doing a live-action God of War TV series. We'll see if they let Christopher Judge be live-action Kratos. I wouldn't be surprised if they recast the role with a younger actor, though, but they'll probably involve him in some way in the background, as some other character maybe. But all the other vast majority of the main cast from the different Stargate TV series are still around and available to come back. They're all relatively young actors. They're not that old. Atlantis and Universe weren't even that long ago. Of course, I will do episode videos for this first new series when it releases in a couple years. It sounds like it'll probably wind up being 8 episodes per season, like typical Amazon big budget series. That's what God of War, that's what the Warhammer TV series Henry Cavill is working on, is going to be 8 episodes per season with 4 to 5 seasons if things go well, kind of like The Boys TV series. The whole reason they released this announcement trailer is because they just got started, which is probably going to take them till at least 2028 to actually get episodes out. They just sat down to actually start their writer's room and start working on episodes. Brad Wright here in the video is like the Kevin Feige of the Stargate TV series. He started with the original Stargate SG-1 series and then sort of became the Kevin Feige of all the different series over a time period. When he says they're going to be able to do stuff with this new series that they never could do with the older TV series, it's mostly for budgetary reasons, because when it was on Sci-Fi, they had pretty low budgets. But if you remember what the Stargate movies looked like, continuum and arc of truth compared to the TV series, that'll be sort of like the jump with this new Amazon series. They'll get budgets more like they did than the actual movies than the TV series. Way more big battles, way more special effects, way crazier stuff. Because they're saying that it's not going to be a reboot, that means that all the previous Stargate TV series and the original 1994 movie are all still canon. So I will explain the Stargate timeline, and there's going to be a lot of questions about that because there will be a lot of new fans jumping onto Stargate seeing this for the first time that didn't watch any of those original TV series.
I'm taking this loop off.
It's not quite as bad as trying to keep up with all the different Marvel movies and TV series or like keeping up with One Piece. One Piece fans know how this goes. Probably one of the best things about the Stargate TV series is that over time, they developed a really, really good relationship with the fans, and it turned into a supernatural kind of situation like with Jensen Ackles, Jared Padalecki, and Misha Collins having a really direct relationship with the fans. All the actors, the producers, the writers, they were all really, really cool to interact with. Martin Gero is the new showrunner, and as he says, he started out as a story editor on the classic Stargate Atlantis series, which is like an entry-level position in a writer's room for a TV show, then got to write episodes for Atlantis and SG-1 in its later seasons because they overlapped for a little while in SG-1's later seasons. Eventually became a producer on those shows and then helped out a little bit with Stargate Universe when that launched, but by that time he'd also started doing his own separate TV shows outside of the Stargate franchise. Like he just did the Quantum Leap reboot, he did the Blind Spot TV series with Jamie Alexander. Joseph Malazzi is like one of the other super producers in this video here too. He was the showrunner on Atlantis who also started out on SG-1 in the earlier seasons before that. He and Martin Gero, the new showrunner here, also did a sci-fi series together called Dark Matter. So there's a lot of synergy, like a lot of the people here that worked on Stargate together, then worked on later TV series together as well. So it's sort of like them getting the family, the band back together to do this new Stargate TV series. But the big reminder here is this is meant to be at Amazon. Amazon bought MGM, so that's how they got the Stargate franchise, but they also got the rights to the movies and the TV shows. So I think the idea is that in success, this new TV series will start. If it goes well, they will do more big Stargate movies with this same group of people. Part of the other crossover synergy, like I said, is that Christopher Judge, for example, who played Teal'c during all these different TV shows, is also Kratos in the God of War games, Amazon making that live-action God of War series with Ronald D. Moore that'll probably release sometime late 2027, maybe early 2028, hopefully. So whatever Christopher Judge does with this new God of War live-action TV series, I don't think that Amazon is going to have any problems letting him do Stargate stuff on the side, cameoing as his Teal'c character, just an older version of Teal'c. Same exact thing with Jason Momoa, like probably one of the biggest actors in Hollywood right now. Of course they're going to try and get him to come back as his Ronan Dex character.
Ever look away from your enemy. Shows weakness.
Here's the thing too, because they're saying it's not a reboot and they're just carrying the timeline forward, we actually have a pretty good idea of what was happening at the end of the Stargate timeline when those series all ended, because all the writers that are literally in this announcement trailer told us what they were going to do with those future seasons when they got canceled. Now what they'll probably do, since they're all coming back, is just incorporate a lot of those canceled ideas into the new series with the new characters that they bring on for this new main Stargate team. They have not said if it's going to be based on Earth like SG-1 or in another galaxy like Atlantis or Universe. My assumption is that they will at least start on Earth, because remember, this is supposed to be a resurrection of the Stargate franchise, but also onboard a lot of brand new fans who never watched the original series, so it's just easier to center things on Earth, much more familiar places first, before you jump off around the other parts of the universe. Just to explain where we are in the Stargate timeline when this all begins, the most recent story in the timeline was the end of Stargate Universe Season 2. That's like the latest we've been in the main timeline canonically. The Stargate Continuum movie had a lot of time travel shenanigans where they actually go into the further future, but they erased that alternate timeline at the end of that movie, so you don't need to worry about that. What they will probably do when they launch this new series is in the lead up to that, they'll do a whole bunch of recaps for people who haven't watched the TV series in a while or brand new fans who do want to catch up on the old stuff. But I think the idea is they want you to be able to jump into this new TV series without knowing what happened on the previous series, so you won't absolutely have to watch all that old stuff to understand what's happening with Season 1, Episode 1 of this brand new series. You'll be fine. Marvel actually had a bunch of problems in the last couple of years because there were a couple movies that actually depended on you watching some of the TV series to understand what's happening in the movies. They don't want this to happen with a lot of other stuff now. Marvel themselves and other big franchises like, no, please, come see the movie. You'll be fine. Come see the new TV series. You don't need to watch all that old stuff. You'll be great. That being said, though, all the old series are all a lot of fun, so do have fun just dipping into that old stuff. You just don't absolutely have to watch all of it. Just because the end of Atlantis and the end of Universe are like the last part that we were in the timeline, the way they explained it is that during Atlantis, they were going to eventually take the ancient city back into space. There'd be more space battles, the Genii would come back. They'll probably roll that into the beginning of this new series because they probably would have already dealt with that by the end of Stargate Universe because a couple years would have gone by.
I'll make sure you get home.
This is my home.
They actually said that had Stargate Universe not been canceled, Season 3 would have featured the crew coming out of stasis, learning more about the origin of the universe, exploring that, the signal that was coming from the center of the universe, the origin of the universe. Eli would have aged up because he was the only one that didn't go into stasis. They would have reestablished communications with Earth, and because they were traveling across galaxies at near light speed, if you think about relative physics, way more time would have passed for the people on Earth, so they said that there would have been a time skip effect where they contact Earth, but the Earth that they get in touch with is a much more advanced, distant future version of the Earth. They will probably throw that bit out for this new TV series, like it'll probably be set in relative present day. Maybe, if they're lucky, they can get Richard Dean Anderson to cameo and come out of retirement, but he's been having health problems recently, so if everything works out, maybe they'll just have some jokes about that during the initial episodes, like, well, we tried to get General O'Neill to come back, but he's retired now. But like I said, McKay, Daniel Jackson, Teal'c, Mitchell, Shepard, probably all cameo at some point along the way. I'm sure Jason Momoa will also come back at some point. He does so many different TV series in addition to his really big movies. Lobo is just his next big thing in Supergirl next year. Everybody post all your reactions in the comments below and let me know what you want them to do with this new Stargate TV series and new Stargate movies. In related news, I've already done a bunch of videos about the new Warhammer TV series that Henry Cavill is doing. Click here to learn about that. Amazon will probably get episodes for that out in the next couple of years too, hopefully not that long. And click here for the new teaser for that new Legend of Zelda live-action movie. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.